Good morning everyone, it is Monday and it's 5:57 a.m. So today we are mobile processing, so I'm heading down to the yard, grabbing all the trailers, grabbing everything we need. I pretty much did quite a bit of loading on the weekend, but I've been very busy with the filming, the editing and all the stuff that happens behind closed doors. So this weekend, whilst I did work a little bit, I didn't do Saturday and Sunday full days. I think Saturday I helped my dad with his motor. He had a bit of an issue with his motor, and then on Sunday I was actually at the yard. I was pottering around sorting a few bits out. So everything's back to normal in the sense of we're mobile processing again, so we're not just in the yard. I'm sure you're all glad that you're not going to be hearing that this Monday morning. So I need to get finished uploading up, and then I will quickly switch to when we're there. What's going on everyone? So we have done a couple of hours here so far this morning. I had to go, luckily enough for a local, we had to go back for our generator because the three-phase here weren't quite cutting it. So we went and grabbed the generator. Luckily enough we're pretty local, helped them out, cracked on. Me and Jake just taking turns a little bit, just pottering along through. Let's have a look. Great, good straight wood going through. Loading it with the tractor. Got the dust bag on, got the generator on. Currently got the 8-weight heading because at the minute there's no way of really grading it, so we just keep raising the 8-weight up and down. We've also set the blade to cut at 8-inch. We're going direct into cages. We've got 3 cages around. Now this chap likes his logs on the smaller side, so we have a look like that because a lot of the suppliers he sells to and a lot of the customers have small log burners, so he likes his nice and small. And what he does is he then goes through the cages, bags them up manually, and that's just how some people do it, you know. Not everyone's got cleaners and hoppers and all sorts. He bags them up manually from the cage, and yeah, picks out what he wants and puts away what he don't want, or does whatever he does with it. I might ask him as well what he does with his other stuff. Right. One-handed. I think we've done something like 15 kgs so far today. I've double checked that number. You know, we're about halfway through the day, but don't forget I lost about an hour, you know, travelling 20 minutes back to the yard, 15 minutes back to the yard, loading the Jenny up, coming back down here. But yeah, so it's been a slow start, but what can you do? At least we're a local, we was able to help out where we can. Things happen sometimes, you know. You never know what you've got there until you need it, I guess. So, you know, it's going well. Really happy. The chap's really happy. His name's Jack. Great lad. He came down to have a look at wholesale a while ago, and I explained, said, look, yeah, wholesale's great, but we also do this if you need help. And yeah, just need some help, give me a call, booked him in, all done. He's been booked in for like, he must have been about a month or two now he's been booked in for. And then we're at John's the next 3 days as well. So we're gonna have a lot of fun watching the Uniprocess. We're gonna get some good footage of it working. Right, so we are pretty much at the end of the day. We've got a little bit of time left, and so far we got 4, 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, there's 24, 25, 26, 27, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So we've got 29 there. Jake's got a cage of slightly bigger stuff next to him, and it's literally, it's what our standard would be. Most of it is. The customer wants that for his bigger fires. And then on top of that, we have also got a cage next to him and a cage that he's filling up now. So let's say 3 extra cages there in total. You know, so that's 32. Right, 32 in total, and we're still going. We've got about, I think, about an hour left. We just keep taking it in turns as and when we can. Obviously I stop for filming, then I do a bit of log rolling or log picking, I call it. So I stand on the conveyor, or Jake will stand on the conveyor and pick out any big logs that don't quite meet the customer's spec. We have literally got the tiniest bit of an arctic left. I'll just wait till the client finishes grading it, and then I'll take you down there to take a look at what's left. So this is what's left. So bear in mind we had a late start. I'd say, I don't know, 2 good decks there, maybe, and a bit there to do. But yeah, 2 good decks. I would have thought, just judging, see where we are at. Let's count. So I know it's about 16 foot. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 foot touch that grass line. There's only a tiny little bit there. So I'd say, yeah, 2 good decks. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the late start. Obviously we can't stay too late today because we're travelling again. So once I travel, obviously I'm up early hours of the morning, get up, get down to John's and we'll have some fun at John's. Good morning folks, it is Tuesday and it's 5:40 a.m. I set out about 5:30 today, head out to John's. Should get there for about, I don't know, 7, maybe a little bit before, depending on traffic and speeds and average, because like right now I've got some absolute moron on a 70 doing 40 on like a scooter bike. I don't even know why. He's not little. No high vis, no, you can't even see him. No, you got tiny little brake lights, so you have to overtake people like that. Anyway, back to the point. So, 5:30 a.m. I set out. Should get there for 7, maybe a tiny bit before 7. And we're at the self-proclaimed Kindling King, John, today. So we're at his yard, we're processing. He's got over 500 tonne for us to go at. He is in the process of purchasing a fuel factory. He's already got kindling machines. And he used to have quite a few bits in kit, but then he stopped for a while for whatever reason, probably good valid reasons, and then he's gone, I actually really enjoy the industry, I want to get back into it. So he had a small bit of time out and he is apparently back. So he's got kit on order, and in the meantime he needs us in, which is fine. I think we're going to be there for 3 days, see how it goes. Let me overtake this guy. There we go. So I've got the generator and the table on at the minute. Jake will be meeting me there with the processor. I think next year, because I've had to think, I might buy a class 2 lorry with a grab. Maybe towards the end of the year or start of the year. Now, the reason for this is I might go on the road a bit more permanent rather than being in the yard all the time. Well, I say all the time, Jake's more in the yard than me, but I might go on the road a bit more permanent. It will help with filming as well, because sometimes if I'm in a certain direction, I can leave while I've got that wagon on. The trouble is, if I'm going out with, let's say, the Uniforest setup, you have to have 2 vehicles. So Jake will have to tag along for a load of filming, not getting on with what he needs to do. Or if I find a replacement for where obviously Det used to come out with me a lot. Again, I can probably take the Uniforest, well I can, out on a flatbed trailer. But a lot of people want the Jenny. Now if I was to take the Uniforest, the log deck and the Jenny on, I'd be well overweight, so I can't do that. That is the issue. I've just realised that as well, this camera adjusts the lighting, so folks, we are in August. I know I haven't always been bang on with the videos, okay? I know it hasn't been like clockwork and all that malarkey, but I have taken you from dark mornings, dark nights, through to like bright mornings, bright nights, and we've done a full circle. Now, at the minute, it's dark out. I've got my headlights on. I'd say it's sunrise. Like the sky's got a bit of light in it, but not much. This camera makes it look like it's daylight. Like, that is absolutely crazy. So, don't even know what's going on there. But anyway, I've taken you through dark mornings, dark nights, light mornings, light nights, and we're back again. It feels like it was yesterday for me that I was filming in this vehicle, with this trailer, with this kit, at the very start, showing you what I do. And I just want to say thank you to every single one of you, right? And I know this sounds a bit cheesy to probably a load of people say this, but it does mean a lot. I want to say thank you because your encouragement, your enthusiasm, your support, your feedback. I'm a type of person that will get bored very easily, okay? If I start something, I give it my all, and that is it. I want it to grow. I want to push. Archie will vouch for this. Like, I'm a bit of a nutcase when it comes to it, you know, when it comes to business things and, you know, projects. You can ask me missus, you can ask me dad, ask Jay, Chris from the log shop. He will tell you I'm absolutely bonkers. I don't devote any time for myself, which it might not be a good thing sometimes, but we've had a conversation about it before. So, my point is, because I could see growth and because I could see it was something that everyone wanted, needed, loved, liked, I've carried it on. And the day in the life thing isn't for me, okay? I'm going to continue doing day in the life until people don't like it anymore. That's my decision now. I'll always film the interview style things, like I've got one coming out about the delivery trucks. I've got one coming out about timber delivery trucks that I'm filming. I've got, that's just two off the top of my head anyway. I've got, a 1 year anniversary. The Log Burners Lounge has almost been out a year. So we're going to do something fun for that. There's all sorts. But anyway, point is that I've took you on this journey. We've come round in a circle. It's absolutely disgusting those dark mornings and not light nights. I do not like that. It has to be the other way around. I don't mind, it can get dark any time of the night. That does not bother me. Dark mornings are a killer. And I did feel the chill this morning. So that's a bonus. You know, I hear money calling. So, see you there. So, we are here. It's great to be here, to be fair. I've really enjoyed it so far. It's rainy yesterday, we all got a bit wet, but today we are under shelter. Really good. So, we are processing some pretty nice stuff, to be fair, today. Jake's just hopped on the machine quickly while I video this. As you can see in the background, we've done 3 cages over there. That one's pretty much full after the 4th. About to go on the 5th. Each cage is 1.8 cubic meters. I just asked John, save me getting the tape measure out. But we have got all that. And it goes back down there. There's over 500 tonne here easy. I'll show you the rest of the pile in a bit. We've got the Uniforest going, we've got the 12 weight heading. We'll really crack out some great logs. Tell you what, you might be able to get some now over there, look. See the other stack that goes quite far down. Plenty of wood to go at. Now, one thing that we are going to do, once we've done this anyway, it's been in the plan for a while. As soon as John's set up, because he's just sorting a few bits out, what we're going to do is, we're going to do a little documentary on the self-proclaimed kindling king. You know, I'll let you lot be the judge, but I tell you what, he does do some kindling. He has a nice setup, he has a lovely Isuzu truck that he delivers his logs on, and he has a lot of contacts in the industry, and he's pretty well known, so it'll be a good one to do. So I'm going to crack on, I think, because I don't want to spend too long vlogging today. I want to crack on. We're here for 3 days, maybe 4, I'm not sure, but we're going to crack on. I'm going to get back on the machine, get low down, I'll catch up with you about lunchtime, might get some footage in between. definitely going to set the camera up tomorrow in a time lapse sort of thing. Might do it again later today, but let me get a head start and we'll crack on. So just a quick one, I thought I'd quickly show you that. When you have bigger timber, you can turn the machine down and up, down and up. Well, I say machine blade speed, but one thing that I will say is a lot easier is to do what you call a double cut. So you go down, back up, straight down. So you go about halfway or 3/4 of the way, because when you go too fast through big wood, the blade slows down and it squeals on the belts. So that way, you can just literally keep blasting through it. Now the 5340, which I don't have, which is the bigger one I did the video on, that is hydraulically ran, I'm sure, there's no belts, so that will control how smooth the blade goes down, so you haven't got to keep adjusting it every 2 seconds. That is a lot better than this. However, what I will say about it is it's a lot heavier. We wouldn't be able to do mobile processing. It's great for a yard, but next year we are getting a lorry, so it should be very interesting to see what we can do there. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. You lose track of days at this rate. It's Wednesday and it's absolutely disgusting weather. Luckily enough, we're undercover a little bit. Sadly, the thing you got to bear in mind is if you're processing in the wet, the timber's wet, it's going to take longer to dry, and that's unfortunately the sad truth about processing and seasoning and all the other bits that go to it. There's actually when you think about it, there's a lot that goes into producing firewood. Like, you can break up the little bits of time and detail for such a basic, simple product. But yeah, so I'm on the way there, getting down to John's, taking it steady. I'm not going to be doing no 70s down there, 60s down there. Just chill, cruise down there. We get there when we get there. I tell you what, there's some crazy drivers when it rains. I'm watching trucks fly across lanes and all sorts because, well, I'm guessing they don't realise that people are slowing down for a reason, whether it's a big puddle on the motorway, whatever. But hey ho, we don't know nothing. No one knows anything. So let them carry on. Mind your own business. Slow down. So yeah, when we get there, I'm going to set the cameras up, crack on, and then we're back there tomorrow again. I can't remember how many cages we got done yesterday. I think it was 20 cages, maybe 19. Can't remember. It got very confusing towards the end as well because they'll be stacked to the side. So wait, let's say 19 cages, 20 cages. At 1.8 cubic meters a cage, that is 3 of my bags, okay? So if you have 3 of my bags there, that'll be about if it's 20 kg, that'd be 60 bags done that day, complete, which is pretty good. And then we had a cage of slightly bigger stuff, which wasn't worth cracking in half because it would make it too small. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to see how much we can get done today, because obviously we haven't got setup time, we haven't got understanding sizes, obviously he's understanding the grading side of things, and we're really working fluently between us all. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Catch you there. So, we're at 10:30. We had a flying start to the morning. So, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 cages done. Right. And then we're filling the next 2. There's a cage down there, down the side, left over from yesterday. So, we're off to a cracking start. We've hit some smaller stuff now. So as it's being graded, we get to go from the small stuff to the big stuff, to the small stuff, to the big stuff. You really do slow down the small stuff, but again, it's all got to be done. And I'll sooner just keep blending it in like that than having a busy time at the end. You know, that's how we like to do it. We have got obviously everything all set up. It's all running. There is so much timber to go at. And to be fair, bar the odd piece, pretty straight stuff, so really happy with that. So I'm going to crack on, set up a time lapse, keep going. I'll probably check in with you later on, then go from there.
likes to get the blades stuck so we can have a little break. But he can hit it harder, he just don't want to. He can get it off too fast. Quite a common sight.
So we have literally coming up towards the end of the day. We have filled 2 of these trailers as well. Obviously we have to level them out a bit, but they're completely full. 2 of these. We have definitely, just by measuring, surpassed yesterday's. So, even though we've been on smaller wood for most of the day, we have surpassed yesterday's quota. I'll get some measurements of the trailer and let you know tomorrow. Peter's here tomorrow from Firewood as well. He's sawing a few bits. So yeah, I'm going to see what the one is on now. It's pretty much the end of the day, so find out and go from there. So Jake has hopped back on the machine for a minute. He's got the 12 way in. So we're on some bigger diameter timber. Some of it's 8 way, but the 12 way makes nice off of 8 way anyway. Too many ways there. So that is what we're going to be doing. We've got about 15 minutes left. Get that all out of the way. Wrap up for the day. Load up. Head home. Come back and do it all over again tomorrow. Final day here tomorrow, and then Friday we got timber coming in, timber going out, so much stuff happening on Friday, so we want to be able to wrap up really well tomorrow. So what I said is I'm going to come in a bit early tomorrow if I can. He said he should be here for about 7, so we can work something out. So anyway, come in a bit earlier tomorrow and try and leave a bit earlier. That's basically do the same hours but try and crack on. That way I can get back to the yard tomorrow, do a few bits at the yard before, even though we've got lights, it gets dark, and then be ready for Friday morning's delivery. I think we've got 2 Arctics of softwood coming out tomorrow, so it will take a look, see what actually turns up. Anyway, back to some more footage. So at the minute he's coming up to a flare. Flares always create a bigger back end to the log. Look at what he's done. Look at what he's done. Blast! That's heavy. Don't know why that's so heavy. Now bear in mind, he's had timber delivery, okay? So he had a load of silver birch dropped. He's got a bit of ash in there, but maybe silver birch dropped there and there on top of the part we've done. We've managed to clear one side of that, which was the majority side, get back to where we were yesterday and take some more off. So really, really happy with that. I'm sure Johnny's as well. Got plenty done today, so yeah, bonus all round. See, I like the fact that we get plenty done, okay? It tells me, and it makes me feel better that the customer's getting value for money. There's been times where the timber hasn't been great, we've worked all day long, and there's a lot there, but not what there should be. And I say, you know, to myself, oh, I wish I could have done more. I stay too longer sometimes, try and help out, even though it's technically not my problem, but I don't run my business like that. I like people to think like, you know, they've had a really good job, they're getting a really good value for money, so that's how I like to be. But this background's wicked with all the timber in there. You know, it's a great shed, and it is raining. Sometimes the rain does come in. You get just a little bit in the rain there, but you know, we're very blessed to be in the dry, which is always a bonus because it's been raining on and off all day. It's a great start to the morning. So, the battery's dead. However, we plan for these situations and we have a jump pack. And we're back online. Tech pow. I never leave home without it. I've got two, and I have to try and keep charged as best as I can because you never know. You know, you got your motors, you got machinery like generators. Could get to the morning one day and the Manitou needs doing. You never know. So I like to keep it there, ready under the seat, ready to go. Right. So same as yesterday, we're going to crack on. Got 12 weight stuff on. Finish off today. We have sorted out so we can leave a little bit earlier. I am here a little bit earlier at well, 7 o'clock is the earliest I can actually turn on the machine, so make sure that happens. So we can crack on, skip any breaks or any lunches or anything like that, get loaded up, get back on the road and get ready for our lorry loads in the morning and the day of deliveries. It's going to be interesting. Catch you in a bit. So we have finished today. There is so many cages that have been poured out in there. I'll try and get footage of that in a minute. We also filled that red trailer, or half filled it because we half filled it yesterday. I've got to say, that is probably most we've done in a very long time. That was a consistent, bar 1 or 2 loads on the deck, that was a consistent same size. Now, we did want a few bigger logs, so if you see any big logs on the conveyor, we picked out some that were really big. We've got an IBC cage worth and a little bit, but again, over a whole Arctic, that is pretty good. It's just like, let's say you got the flares or something like that, you do get that on quite a bit of the timber. But realistically, that is a lot of timber that's gone through. Non-stop all day. So I think the piles were, both piles were out to where they are now. And then we took both piles back to, let's say, that point there. Then you had another load dropped on top. We pretty much cleared the entirety of the load that got dropped off this side. And then went again, even further back. Obviously there's a few bits down here that actually need to be added back into the equation. But no, really happy with that. I'm sure John is as well. We're going to get packed up, get loaded up. If I can and I'm allowed to get some footage of the pile, I will do, and you'll see it in a minute. But if not, I'll catch you on the road. It is now 7:03 p.m. We're back at the yard, and Jake is literally just moving some timber around, ready for tomorrow's 2 timber deliveries. So he'll move what he can tonight, and I'll do the rest early hours of the morning. While he's doing that, I want to start getting offloaded, everything packed away. Got plenty to do, no time to do it in. The season's here, our phones are going crazy, tons of deliveries to get done, tons of deliveries to schedule in, and the last few mobile processing jobs to do. So on that note, I'll see you all in the morning. What a morning. So it's been all gas, no brakes. I haven't had a chance to do much filming, but I got a little bit for you. So as soon as I came in this morning, everyone needed something. I had the engineers coming over, giving me a ring about a few things I've got in the pipeline for you lot. Some design, some bits to get that, make things easier for your lives. Sorting that out, trying to mass produce a product. Went through the designs with them. That was a very quick one. Had a few other people came over. Had a chap called Phil come over. He's such a nice chap. We will be sorting out him with some wholesale when he come and see the product. Whilst we were like, you know, sort of getting everything in place, sorting out, then we had timber deliveries. We had 2. So we are now fully stocked with some softwood. Got some lovely straight larch in there, quick 2 Arctics, 3.7 metre lengths. So what you want is the smaller stuff is are not mature trees, okay? So they're perfect for kindling. So what I'll do is I'll grade it out a bit, use a load of small stuff for kindling and the bigger stuff for logs, and maybe use a few bigger bits for logs as well. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm gonna pack a few bits away and maybe get the processor up and running, ready for tomorrow. Right then, it's Saturday and I've got to hit the ground running, get processing. We're going to be processing direct into cages, get a load of the softwood put through, get that seasoning ready for, I'd say, about the new year. So all depends, might chuck it in a kiln or a dry board to finish it off before then if we run out. So we're gonna get all that processed, all that away, and see where we get to. So that is Saturday done. It's 2 o'clock, got here about 9 o'clock, had to do a little clean up before we started, got all the cages ready, and we have done 16 cages. It took longer to move the cages than it did actually processing them. So literally, as soon as the cages literally moved, there's another one there. So for example, my dad was with me, so my dad will pull a cage out of the way, put another cage in front, stack, and by the time he came back, which isn't far travel, it was almost full again. Loading up the deck, grading the timber into it. So realistically, we did pretty well for a good couple of hours. 16 cages, 32 bags ish. So I'm quite happy with that for a couple of hours worth of work. had a coffee and stuff before we started. So no, really happy with that. So I'm going to go home now. Okay, go in the office, edit 2-3 videos, probably 2 if I get the chance to get the full 2 done. Come back here tomorrow, do a bit more, go back, maybe edit some more videos, and send off. I've got to send off invoices, right? So as a little reminder while I'm editing, Joe, get your invoices sent. So there you go. It's just how it goes. You're that busy, you forget the most valuable part. I'm not forgotten, but I should have sent it Wednesday, but we're now on Saturday. So I'll make sure I get that done when I get home. Other than that, we're doing okay. Stock's piling up, orders are flying in, deliveries are going out, mobile's processing. I'm really struggling to keep up with it. I'm not sure how much longer I will do the mobile processing for this year. We cut off at the end of September, start of October last year, and I'm going to see if I can, you know, give up my spare time, my free time. I say spare and free. There is no spare and free when you run your own business, just to make that clear. What I'm calling it, saying by spare and free time, is after hours. So if I get my after working hours done and use that to stock up on timber, I might be able to do another 5 hours and, you know, save myself a bit of time over the week to do an extra day or 2 mobile processing. I also thought, oh, if I just do long hours in the week, I could spend my weekend doing mobile processing Saturday and Sunday. It's a tricky one, it really is, but then I lose time on editing and filming and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find a happy balance while growing the business and keeping everyone on here happy, keeping the content fresh and good. Got some really interesting things I'm filming over the next few weeks, so I've got to make sure I bear that in mind as well when I'm planning my own diary, the work diary, sorry. So, right, on that note, I'll see you in the morning. Hello everyone, it is Sunday. Now, I couldn't film much because it's absolutely pouring it down. The lens keeps getting covered in water. It keeps raining on and off. So, 22 cages of softwood. Now what we do with our softwood, as I've said before, we get our hard waste, we process it, and then we mix it all together. That way they get some premium, like sort of cut product, but then they get some hard waste, good mix. Any oversized rings that we get off, you know, the timber we get in of hardwood will go through the splitter 400. At the minute there's a load in front of there, we'll mix that in as well. Just get rid of a load of stuff, and it works out really well. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of advice, right, that I've learned over the years. Whether you take it, you take it. Whether you don't, okay? You will make the most money off of softwood, okay? Cordwood. You will make the most money. 1, it's straight as an arrow. 2, it processes really quickly. And 3, it's cheaper, a lot cheaper, and you can really negotiate the prices down on it. You will make the most money out of your softwood. End of. That's simple as that. You know, it cuts faster, splits quicker. You know, there's a lot of variables in it. You got nets, kindling nets. There's so much you can do with it, and it's cheap. So we've still got quite a bit to get through. Hopefully, I'll have that done tomorrow and Tuesday. But that will be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you all being here. I've got a lot of people asking me about merch. I'm looking into it, going to sort some stuff out. One thing that we are going to do, we're going to do something for men's mental health. Coming up in November, that's Men's Mental Health Month. Now, a lot of people talk to me in the industry. I don't suffer from mental health myself. I'm a lucky one, I guess. But a lot of people speak to me in the industry and say, you know, they've had mental health. It is a difficult industry to be in. It's like a stock market, it's up and down. You never know what's going to happen. Some people, you know, struggle in the off season. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some merch made for that month anyway. We're all going to band together. We're all going to put it on, and we'll go on camera all the way around, and we'll say something like, I don't know, we support men's mental health. We are going to make a movement. We're going to get as many people on it as possible. All proceeds will go to charity. So, you know, if we all get together, we can make one of the biggest movements in the industry, and that's it. You know, the people I spoke to about it, the companies that we're working with, said yes, they really love that. A load of my friends in America said yes, they really want to do that. Friends in Ireland, friends across the UK, you know, so if we get as many people on it, I think it'll be a good thing to do. So anyway, it's raining, I'm off, catch you later.